The tale of 2 years. How did the real estate market react in 23 and what is it going to do in 24? And some of the predictions that I think will show up here in the next 12 months. Let's go ahead and unpack that. Hey everyone, this is Zaid Hanna with the Hanna Group here at Real Estate 38. And this video is we are going to look at 23. How did 23 perform comparing to 22? And also some of the events that happened along the way. And at the end of the video, I'll be giving you my prediction of some of the things that I think we will see in 24. So that way you are prepared for it if you're thinking about entering this real estate market. So the tale of 2 years. So we're going to compare 2022 to 2023 and how the media. I want you to stop listening to the media. Here's what the media said about 22. We are going to be up. In fact, we were down 5 to 10% depending on the city and the county. Well, they said in 23, we are going to be flat to even down for the year. We were up 10%. So stop listening to the media as just piece of advice. In fact, what I had predicted for 2023, we were going to be up 1 to possibly 4%, and we were up 10%. So it was a positive year. So let's go ahead and unpack that a little bit. Well, in 23, as I'm looking at my points here, America sold 3.8 million homes. Now, mind you, every year we sell about 5 million to about 5.5 million homes. In 21, we sold 6.2 million homes. So technically, the housing market was in a recession, not from a price point standpoint, but more of how many units we've sold. We sold 3.8 million homes. Sellers weren't willing to participate in this market. Values did increase 10% year over year, January 1st to December 31st. Well, interest rates, we hit 8%. That is pretty much the worst we have seen it in about 20 years. And that made the news, by the way. Everybody knew about it. But 8% did bring a little bit of, coolingness to the market. That's what the Feds were trying to do. They wanted to slow down this inflation, right? Jobless claims were so low. So everybody thought recession, but as everything that had transpired, there is no recession because the job market is so strong and people are earning. So therefore they are spending. So we're not going there yet. Sellers don't have to sell as inventory stayed low. So mind you, sellers were not willing to trade their interest rate of 2.5% up to 7.5%, in some cases 8%. So sellers did not want to participate in the real estate market. Again, this is why we sold only 3.8 million homes in 23. And millennials are becoming of age, of ownership. That's 32. So of course, they could be 33, 34. They could be 30, 31, but 32 is where most of the age group enter the real estate market, and a lot of them are turning 32. So the demand, from a demand standpoint, millennials were very active in the real estate market. And the last piece, California has been underbuilding 500,000 homes per year since 2010, and we continue to underperform in terms of lack of inventory of having new construction available here in California, and also in the Bay Area is pretty much non-existent. So is 24 going to be that year that we will hit the peak of March of 2022? Mind you, that was the peak point and then we drop from there. So is this going to be the next 12 months we'll hit that peak again? Let's go ahead and find out. I will give you my predictions for 2024. Before I do that, I want to give you a little bit of background, a little bit of pent-up demand in terms of numbers. So in 21, we sold 6.2 million homes. In 20, in the middle of the pandemic, we sold almost 5.5 million homes. Now, comparison to the 2 years of 22 and 23, by the way, we sold close to about between 3.8 to 4 million homes. That means in the past 2 years, we have been operating at 4.2 to 4.5 less buyers that entered the market. That's all, by the way, pent-up demand. This is why 23 actually performed, because there's been a lot of pent-up demand, and that's only, by the way, increasing as we go into 24. Well, here's what we know about 24. The prediction of the interest rates, of course, we dropped from 8% now down to about 6.25% on a jumbo loan. The prediction, by the way, by mid-year is about 5%. When it drops to 5%, affordability is definitely getting better. So on a monthly basis, the same income can actually get you a better house or get you to enter into the real estate market. As we have pent-up demand, we have large amount of people entering the real estate market, and especially the move up, move down buyer. That buyer is going to move because it is going to be a little bit easier to enter the real estate market from a standpoint of, oh, I have 2.5%, 3%. Okay, I am okay in buying my dream home next. 4 or 5% interest rate versus 8 where they were not willing to trade up. So we're going to see a lot of that activity happening. In fact, we started to see it the first 2 weeks here in January. We have the stock market that's recovering. We're seeing new heights. So what does that mean to the housing market? Well, typically stock market reacts about 6 months before the real estate market reacts. If it goes up, that means people's stock options are becoming higher, they're gaining percentages, they are going to turn into down payments. So the buyers' down payments are also becoming larger. So a lot of buyers, millennials, are consolidating that, they're selling that, and they are actually going to use it as a down payment. So instead of putting 15% down, 20% down, they're putting 30% down. Interest rates are dropping. So overall, the entire picture is getting more affordable for you to enter and actually buy a home. And my final prediction here for 2024 is going to be, we are going to be up 5 to 7%. There are way too many signs. In fact, the news is not even saying we're going to be down. We are going to be up. So when they're saying we're going to be up, you know for a fact there is no negative information for them to be spreading out. So if you're thinking about entering and you're afraid and you're confused and you don't know what to do and you don't want to miss out, as I put out, by the way, in 2023, beginning of the year, I always do my prediction and I said 23 will be a foundational year. It was. Here's the evidence. It was a foundational year. Let's get you into the housing market. If you're thinking about buying your first home, or if you're thinking about upgrading, downgrading, whatever your needs are, we're going to be here to guide you through this process. Please feel free to reach out. I'll be here personally to guide you with my team with amazing service and data points. 408-515-1613. Until then, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.